This is WPSL Port St. Lucie, the talk of the Treasure Coast.
A very pleasant good morning. It's time for Real Estate Sales Talk with Christine and Chris here on WPSL and worldwide, your TuneIn app. Good morning, folks.
Good morning. How are you today?
Happy Thursday.
Yeah, it is a wet one out there.
It certainly is. The start of hurricane season, which all of us realtors cringe over with all the insurance ramifications that we deal with.
Don't even go there.
Yeah, I'm sure. I haven't seen any news, but I'm sure it's going to be the busiest season on record, I'm sure, as they tell us every single year.
Actually, not really.
Good.
Yeah, but it's going to be normal.
What that is, we don't know.
Whatever that is.
Whatever that is, we'll take it. And, yeah, so we're off to another busy real estate summer. The kids are out of school now.
Yes.
So this is always a very, very busy time for us as realtors now that families are ready to move. And so we're ready to go. We're ready to help them.
We are. I had a big graduation last Friday. My 10-year-old graduated from 5th grade elementary school.
5th grade graduation.
I know. I can't believe he's going to be a middle schooler now.
Was it formal, like
yeah, it was pretty
gowns
formal.
and
well,
stuff? Or
no, I mean a
quite?
polo shirt.
What?
Florida formal.
Florida formal. That's it. Exactly. Yeah. Awesome. That's good.
So in the big game, what was that, Monday night? The Heat?
Yes.
Go Heat. Do we say that, Chris, since you're a Celtics fan?
Yeah, I'm from Boston, so that one hurt pretty hard. But, yes, the congratulations. I will be cheering for the Heat in the final, so go Florida.
Yeah. Actually, we all start tonight.
Yep, it should be very exciting.
So we have, first of all, last week we had a great guest.
Deb Doherty,
yeah.
Yes, from the National Veterans Alliance and DDS for Vets. We can't thank her enough, all the work that she does for our veterans and helping them secure homes in the Florida area. We're very appreciative of our first guest. And, please reach out to Deb, any veterans that need anything whatsoever. Deb Doherty is the one to contact.
Yes, and you can listen to that show again on YouTube, right, Greg? So where would they?
On the WPSL TV site on YouTube, you bet. Yep.
Awesome.
It's there. And, of course, we played it on Veterans Day as well.
Yes,
so.
That was very much appreciated.
Yeah, well, she does amazing work.
She really does.
She does. And thank you to all the vets for all the good work you do. We really appreciate all the sacrifices.
Yeah, with Memorial Day, having a nice day of observation to, thank and think of all the fallen soldiers and their families and the ultimate sacrifice they made for us for our freedom. We can't thank you all enough.
All right, so you guys are back at it on Saturday, I hear.
On Saturday?
On Sunday, yes.
Sunday.
On Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
That's fine. Yeah, Christine and I are going to be holding an open house. We have a fantastic listing, and the address of the property, it's 308 Bayside Court. And that is in the Cascades development in St. Lucie West.
Ooh, neighbors.
Yes, yeah. So it's a great 55-plus community with amazing amenities. This house, we just reduced it last night, $30,000. So we brought it the price from $479,900. We dropped it to $449,900. It's going to go quickly.
It's going to go quick. So I don't even know if we'll make it to the open house. No, we'll be at the open house for sure. But that's this Sunday in the Cascades, 308 Northwest Bayside Court.
Yep.
And it's from 11 to 1. So please come out and see this spectacular home. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath located It's on a lake, on a cul-de-sac lot. It's
Oh,
oversized
nice,
lot. Yeah, so
nice.
it's a really nice piece of property. A lot of upgrades within the house and their clubhouse. If you've never been to the Cascades Clubhouse, it's amazing. Everything you can imagine, from state-of-the-art, gym, 10 tennis courts, pickleball courts, a 9-hole golf course. I mean, they just have everything there. They have live shows. Their pool is like a resort type pool. They have this cool little tiki bar where they host, I think it's free
Events
food.
every Sunday.
Every Sunday,
Yes,
free
all-
food.
yes.
So maybe I'll hit that after my open
After
house.
the
There
open
you
house.
go.
So anyway, yeah, anyone looking or any agents that want to come by, please come join Christine and
Yep,
I
yep.
from 11 to 1 on Sunday.
Yep,
Well,
we'd
see,
love to have
that-
you. We'd love to have you.
That's what Kings Isle used to do when you guys were both kids.
Yes,
Kings Isle did the similar
Absolutely.
type thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a great community.
Yeah.
So
Good.
We're excited about today's show. We have a very special guest. We're going to talk financial talk, right? Investments. So we have Jay Chapman with Chapman Capital Advisors. And Jay, are you there?
I am here. Can you hear me?
We
Yes, I
got
can.
you.
Perfect. So Jay is actually my personal financial advisor. So I work with Jay on a regular basis. He handles everything for me, my retirement stocks, all my investments are with Jay, and I really count on him because he has so much experience and expertise, and I know that he is doing the right thing by me. So Jay, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started in the business.
Well, I grew up here in Stuart, Florida. Went to Martin County High School, graduated there, went to Stetson University in DeLand, Florida. And my lifelong goal is to be an attorney.
Your
got
lifelong
done with-
goal to be an attorney. Oh, okay.
Coincidentally, my twin brother is an attorney. But I graduated from Stetson, had some college student loans, and decided I was going to do something different. So I got to say that I had no inkling of being a financial advisor, but it kind of found me. I went to a career fair in Orlando, Florida. One of the gentlemen that was representing a firm there was one of my fraternity brothers, real brothers. So started with that firm in 1995. That firm is now Ameriprise.
Okay.
I worked with Raymond James for a little while, and now I'm with my own company.
Oh, okay.
And located right here in Stuart,
Yeah.
right near the hospital in downtown.
It's a beautiful, beautiful building. When did you move into that building, Jay?
Purchased the building a little over 2 years ago, renovated it, and we moved in a little about a year and 4 months ago.
Okay, fantastic. And I know you have a lot of great events there for your clients, appreciation events, and you really go above and beyond, that's for sure. So it's always nice going and visiting you there. So Jay, tell us what services you provide. Talk people through that so they can understand all the different opportunities they have when working with you and your firm.
Okay, so my firm consists basically of myself, and I have a business partner whose name is Will Thompson. We're both certified financial planners. Will's also a chartered financial analyst, which kind of puts him above and beyond most of the people that are doing investment services for the retail client. So we take a holistic approach, try to look at the full picture. I would kind of consider us, I always tell my clients, we're the quarterback. So we're going to advise you on your investments. We're going to advise you on when you need estate planning, which everybody does, and maybe make some suggestions on to who do you go visit and talk to estate planning about, as well as communicating with the client's CPA just to make sure everybody's on the same page.
Yes.
So from there, we try to create the most tax advantage situation for each client, and that has to do with structuring the investments correctly as far as what accounts are going to go in, whether you have a traditional IRA, a Roth IRA, 401k, and everything has to be coordinated because there's so many different tax rules as to what people can or cannot do.
Right.
And that's pretty much in the gist of what we do on a daily basis. There's a lot more to it as far as back office is concerned and running the business, but it's a face-to-face type of interaction. Most of my clients become friends of mine which is nice. It makes it a little bit more easy for that person to communicate their true needs, their true goals, what concerns them when they wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
And where they want to be in life as far as how much do I have to put away every month to save for retirement.
Absolutely. The questions that they need to be, or they should be asking, and I could definitely verify. I've been sitting next to Christine. Well, she'll just pop a question, and she pops, so I'm going to call Jay, and he answers his phone, which is such a nice concept, being able to provide that service.
Wait a minute, a real human answering a phone?
A real human actually answering when she calls.
Jay's not a robot, right?
No, he's not a bot. Not a
he's
bot.
not a bot.
No,
Believe it or not, I answer the phone at the office too, and I have other people here working.
There you go.
Oh, you have
That's
an
how I've done
office.
it the
You
whole
have an
time I've been
office
doing it.
line, huh, Jay?
Yeah, she has you on your bat phone, so so she's not giving that one up. I know for me, Jay, I get a lot of real estate questions. The most pressing one, or I should say most pressing, the one I get the most right now is buyers asking if now's the right time to buy a home. With interest rates going up for what they believe is a higher rate, we're above the 7% rate. Historically, it's been up to 18%. We had historical lows. I tell people now is a great time to buy a house because guess what's going to happen? If interest rates come back down, home values, prices are going to go back up because everyone's going to be buying at that time.
Yeah.
What would you say is the question you get most often from new potential customers?
Well, one of the things I always tell people is we live in a sweet spot of the country. And I don't feel like real estate values in Stuart, Florida, or the Treasure Coast are going down dramatically anytime soon.
Agreed, 100%.
The other thing I say is, are interest rates really that high? I remember my first mortgage was 8%.
Mine
Yeah,
too.
right.
Mine too.
So if you can go out and get a 6% mortgage, it's really not that bad a deal. And it's all about location. You guys know that. If you look at the average rate of return across the country for real estate over the last 20 years, it's just under 4%.
Yep.
But if you looked at it locally, and I don't know what the number is in the last 20 years, but I bet it's more than double that.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. I think we're definitely north of 10%, year over year, even dealing with the crash that, still gives me shivers back in 08, even after we sustained that. I definitely think that is definitely the case. It's a nice sound investment. But in terms of the financial, people that are looking to go in, I know people, with real estate, a lot of times they have this misconception that they need 20% down to purchase a home. And sometimes that's the case depending upon credit and their income. But a lot of times they can get in, with an FHA or if they're a VA with 3.5% down to purchase the property. For someone that wants to start investing financially, what, for yourself and your firm, what would be the minimum amount that would need to be given to start an account or start working with you?
So when I started this firm, I wanted to help everybody, which is what we did. So if I say I had a set minimum, I'd be lying to you.
Okay.
We really don't. I prefer to work with people that have at least $100,000 of investable assets.
Understood.
Yep.
I love helping younger people that want to get started in investing.
Fantastic.
And we have a number of clients that are in that boat.
Okay.
And as long as you're dedicated and consistent about putting your money away every month, I'm happy to help.
Excellent. That's really that's a fantastic answer.
And I'll bet you also recommend not watching CNBC every 5 minutes.
That'll drive you nuts.
That will. Or logging
It'll cause
in
you to make really bad decisions.
or logging into your account every day and saying, "Jay, what's going on?"
Yeah, I think we got to look beyond the horizon, before we can really make great choices as far as investing goes. If you're a trader, it's obviously very different. But
Right.
we're long-term investors. We believe in, buying stocks that are great companies that have been around forever and will be around forever and that are consistent growers.
Yeah. So you're looking more macro than micro. And, how often do you deal with those clients that are watching any one of the news channels with the financial advisors saying, you have to jump in this one or dump this stock or do this? Do you deal with that quite regularly, or how often does that rear its head?
Well, for me, I feel like it's more about educating the client and training them to not look at those day-to-day fluctuations as far as how you're going to make an investment decision.
Sure.
And do I have a handful of people that kind of overreact? Yes, I do.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty blunt with them nowadays. It's probably because of my old age. But as far as educating them goes, I think that is the key. And we send out like our own newsletters that we write.
Yeah.
And we try to convince clients not to look at it on a day-to-day basis. Because if you do, it's going to drive you nuts.
Absolutely.
You're going to make bad decisions, and you'll regret them down the road. You have to have a game plan. It's like going into a football game. If the coach doesn't have a game plan, they're not going to win.
No, yeah, you're 100% right on that. And, I build my business the same way. You had to have trust, and that's obviously extremely important. And your track record, shows that you have that. You've earned the trust of your clients, and it's so nice when they do put their trust in you and just leave you alone and say, we know our investments are in the best hands, and that's why we chose you. Do your thing. So obviously you always have to deal with those handful that call regularly, but it's nice to have the people that actually listen to you and let you do your thing that you're the expert in.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely, when the client leaves you alone, because we're a discretionary money manager, so it's not like I'm picking up the phone and calling a client and trying to convince them to buy something.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's not what we do.
Right.
We do not sell products. We're investment advisors. We don't get paid by commission. We're fiduciaries. Fee only. There's zero conflict of interest here. We take zero outside dollars from any vendors or product providers, and they're not even allowed in my office.
Excellent.
Good stuff. All right, let's take a quick break. We will be back.
Hello, I'm Chris.
And I'm Christine with the Miret Team of Keller Williams Realty.
Looking for a knowledgeable and trustworthy real estate agent? Look no further than the Miret Team.
With 28 years experience and over 3,000 satisfied clients, we are committed to helping you navigate the complex real estate market.
The Miret Team is the perfect partner for all of your home buying and selling needs.
Contact us for a free home market evaluation or visit our website, miretteam.com. That's MIRETTEAM.com.
We are back on Real Estate Talk with Christine and Chris.
Hey, Jay. So, before we heard that fantastic commercial about what Chris and I could do for you if you're looking to buy or sell a home, we were talking a lot about what you do, Jay. So, like we said earlier, you handle all my investments for me, right? But we didn't start there. We started small, but over time, I built that trust, we built that rapport, and now we're friends. And at the beginning of the year, I actually shifted all my assets to you. You're handling everything for me, so which is really nice. And you helped me set up my business account and get me started there. So, you do provide a lot of services, and you've been through a lot with me personally as far as the different shifts I had to make based on life changes, right, and what that looks like. Also, I have kids, so there's education funds and all that conversation that needs to take place. So I can't say enough about what you've done for me personally. Of course, the market is really volatile right now. So when I decided to make this move to you, I was a little nervous, right? So what would you say to someone that is like, why would I take a risk today, in the stock market with all the ups and downs?
Well, in my opinion, there's always something that's out there that's a great investment. So as far as volatility is concerned, sometimes volatility can be your friend. Volatility creates opportunity where certain assets get mispriced, and you can take advantage of that, which we do on a regular basis. The other thing I would say is there are some investments out there that aren't that volatile. Mm-hmm. And if your risk tolerance doesn't handle the ups and downs and major swings, then you should own those types of investments.
Yeah.
You should have a more conservative portfolio that's built for stability.
Yeah.
The nice thing is because rates have gone up, you can buy fixed income assets. And like just this morning, I bought a 6-month T-bill, 5.427%.
Mm-hmm.
So we look at that a year and a half ago, and that was 0.00% almost. I mean,
Yeah.
rates were at zero, right?
Yeah.
You couldn't get any interest on your money. But now you can find money markets, you can find CDs, you can find treasuries that are, backed by the government. Knock on wood, our government making better decisions going forward. But if you have a diversified portfolio, you're not going to have the volatility that you would have if you just were 100% in one area of the market. Like, for instance, if you were 100% tech.
Mm-hmm.
Well, last year you got hit pretty hard.
Yeah.
Maybe you lost 40 or 50%.
Right.
But if you own it this year, you're up double. There's stocks that have doubled from January 1, and they're big companies.
So how do you see that? How do you figure that out before it happens, right, Jay? I mean, what are you looking at to study to see where you should shift people's money?
So you got to look at where the trends are going. For one, we are very diversified. We own companies in a lot of different industry groups. And, if you look at what's going on in the tech market,
Mm-hmm.
Last year you got a 50% discount on some great companies like Google and
Mm-hmm.
Amazon and NVIDIA. So it was a buying opportunity. A lot of people panicked and sold those stocks because they were listening to the things that were going on CNBC.
Yeah.
We owned them throughout and continue to buy them, and then we're being rewarded. But
Yeah.
that's the long-term investment approach. It's not the short-term, day-to-day looking at what's going on in the market. I mean, if you look at last year, banks did pretty well. If
Yep.
you look at this year, banks are getting hit
Yeah.
because we got a regional banking crisis.
Yes, yes.
And how scared, or I shouldn't say scared, how concerned is that for people in your industry when the regional banks start having the problems? Do you see that as something that could get bigger, or do you think that we have it somewhat in control at this point?
So I think it was case by case. Certain banks definitely mismanaged their assets. They bought long-dated treasuries, and the rates were very low.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So when rates were starting to go back up, even though the Federal Reserve told these banks they were going to raise rates, some of these banks sat on these long-dated treasuries, and they got cut in half.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And that's what caused the banking crisis for some of them.
Sure.
For us, it didn't affect us. We don't own any regional banks.
Okay.
We own, full disclosure, we do own Bank of America and JP Morgan.
Okay.
It's not a recommendation to buy or sell those stocks, but as a firm, we do own those companies.
So this could be a long conversation, right? But there's just so much to be said. But that's good information, good to know, Jay. So when we get back from this quick news break, we will continue to talk about money.
Ooh, sounds good. And, we'll get back with Jay, and, of course, he'll let us know how we can get in touch with him as well. The time is almost time for FNN News, state news straight ahead.
So now 3 minutes, right?
Hello, I'm Chris.
And I'm Christine with the Miret Team of Keller Williams Realty.
Looking for a knowledgeable and trustworthy real estate agent? Look no further than the Miret Team.
With 28 years experience and over 3,000 satisfied clients, we are committed to helping you navigate the complex real estate market.
The Miret Team is the perfect partner for all of your home buying and selling needs.
Contact us for a free home market evaluation or visit our website, miretteam.com. That's MIRETTEAM.com.
We are back with Christine and Chris, and we're talking real estate sales and other things, especially. A lot of other things with Jay, huh?
Yeah. So we have Jay Chapman as our guest today. He's with Chapman Capital Advisors. Jay, how can somebody get a hold of you if they want to talk about investments in working with you?
Go ahead.
320-9658.
Okay, Jay, that was 772-320-9658. All right, perfect.
Correct. Or you can email me at Jay at chapmancapitaladvisors.com,
Okay.
which is also our website, chapmancapitaladvisors.com.
All right, Chapman, Chapman, capitaladvisors.com. Perfect. And you're located in Stuart, right, by the hospital, the downtown hospital, as we
Yeah, we're
refer to it.
located at 823 Southeast Osceola Street,
823.
downtown Stuart, Florida.
All right, perfect, Jay. So, yes, we were talking all about money. Everybody loves to talk about money, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So your two biggest investment opportunities are buying a house, owning real estate, or investing in the stock market. So, Jay, why would somebody hire a local financial advisor like yourself versus doing it themselves?
Well, I think it comes down to what your area of expertise is. I mean, I'm not going to try to diagnose myself for a disease, or I would go to a doctor for that.
I do Google. I Google my health ailments.
Oh, you WebMD
one of those.
is great, but I don't think it's going to be the cure-all.
Dr. Google?
Oh, yeah. Stay away from that, by the way.
I think the same thing holds true with, like, why would you hire a local real estate agent?
Yep.
Because they know the area. They understand what's going on with prices.
Yep.
They can point you in the right direction, and that's their expertise.
Yeah.
It's the same reason somebody would come to me, or with my expertise. Not even just expertise, it's, the history of, you learn on the job.
Yeah, you do.
How long have I been doing? I've been doing this since 1995.
Yep.
Wow.
I've seen everything. I've seen the tech bubble in 2000. I've seen, September 11.
Yes.
I've seen the
Oh, my
financial
God.
crisis.
Yep.
And we've been through a lot. So as long as you can navigate those tough times with your clients, it makes them feel more comfortable with you.
Mm-hmm.
I always tell Will, I think if we can get our clients through the bad times, the good times are going to be easy.
Absolutely. I started in real estate in 95, so the same as you. And, a lot of times the shared ups and downs, are across both of our professions, and we definitely feel them, and to navigate through them, because ultimately we're problem solvers, and what we need to do is do what's best for our clients. And, that's one of the benefits of having someone locally, a local expert, someone that can actually come and visit you in your office if they're having a mental breakdown, and you could put them at ease. That definitely is a huge advantage, rather than calling someone and going through the call after call after call trying to get to their advisor in some other state.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm putting all my money with you, I want to be able to sit across from you at your desk, look you in the eyes. You turn your computer towards me. You share your screen with me. We talk through all my different investments, and we have those. I have a lot of questions because I was a novice in this when I first started, and I still, like you say, stuff, Jay, and I'm like, it's just over my head. But that's why I have you, right? So, and I have the trust in you and Will both. So, what does your communication look like with clients? I mean, like, I will text you or call you or come sit with you, but on average, what does that look like? What can people expect that to look like?
I think it varies based on the client. I have some clients that need to be touched, on a weekly basis.
Mm-hmm.
I have other clients that, every 6 months.
Okay.
Or maybe just 1 year.
Yeah.
It really depends on the client's need, because we don't, you said it earlier, I never turn down a phone call.
Yeah.
And I never turn down a meeting. And a lot of that has to do with getting comfortable with your advisor, building that trust. And as the trust gets built, maybe the meetings decline.
Yeah.
Maybe in your first 6 months with your advisor, you want to meet with that person once every month.
Right.
But maybe after that first 6 months, you only need to meet with them on a quarterly basis.
Sure.
I think quarterly is perfect should be a good time horizon for people to meet with their financial advisor.
Yeah,
Sure.
That's what I was thinking. Quarterly sounds good for like a more in-depth, unless you have a quick question or
Right.
you need to talk me off the ledge. Or sometimes, don't I sometimes tell you, wow, what a great market day?
Yes, you do.
Okay. Just
I
want to
like
make
those
sure.
takes.
When was that? Oh.
Recently, actually,
Yeah.
when I asked him to come on the show, I said, by the way, great job today.
And can you do us a favor?
And now that I told you how awesome you are, what are you doing next Thursday at 10? So
that was a good day last week.
It was. That was a really good day. I love when I see the black and the positive numbers on my portfolio. So we're talking with Jay Chapman with Chapman Capital Advisors. You can find his website is chapmancapitaladvisors.com, or you can email Jay at Jay, at Chapman, CHAPMAN, capitaladvisors.com. And his phone number is 772-320-9658.
Now, Jay, we mentioned that we both started in the business in 1995, so we're grizzled veterans in it. I know for myself, I get asked a lot, you must have had some unusual circumstances that have happened, in real estate. And for myself personally, two stick out, and they're pretty crazy. I had one within my first 3 years in real estate. I was selling a house in Lakewood Park in Fort Pierce, and it was a younger guy, and I was like, he's done really well for himself. He owned the house free and clear. We sold it. He was making a pretty good profit on it. Well, what we didn't know is the day of closing, the DEA raided his house, and he had a false wall in the master closet.
What?
That was filled with cocaine.
Oh,
So, needless to say, closing did not take place, and he left in handcuffs. And I got some advertising as news crews were out front with my sign and showing the house. So, so that.
can you believe?
So that was, welcome to real estate. Anything can happen. You don't count your money until you have the check and you're depositing it within the bank.
Yeah.
So, I think that's the craziest. The other one is, it's a little bit more morbid, but I did actually have a seller that got into a car crash on the way to closing and died.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so those are my two crazy ones. One's a little bit more laughable than the other. The other one was very, very sad. You must have had some stories that just stick out to you, different than the norm. Yeah, you care to share?
Sure. So it was probably about 2005. I had an older lady client, and I was living in Melbourne at the time, and she took a couple withdrawals from her account, and I happened to be at a Raymond James conference up in Chicago, and my admin called me, and she's like, she wants to take out another $60,000, and I was like, all right, something's going on. So I had her send wiring and instructions. Instead of sending her the money direct, we would go directly to where it's going to go. Well, it ended up being some foreign lottery scam.
Boy.
Needless to say, I saved her a lot of money, but she had already given them some.
Oh,
so
boy.
the scam was you got to pay the taxes before you collect the winnings.
Oh,
But
Lord.
elderly lady,
Yes.
she got taken advantage of by a phone call that was unsolicited, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And fortunately, we stopped it before it got real bad. But
Right.
these scams happen all the time.
All the time.
Yeah, these
I had
predatory. It's
recently a
scary.
client had, she made some investments in crypto, and she did it on her own. She owned Bitcoin, and it grew to like $400,000. And recently, all of that was stolen from her.
Oh, my
goodness.
God.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh, that's
You got to be careful.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's why you hire an investor, an advisor like yourself, and you handle it. Well, speaking of Bitcoin, obviously that's a hot topic, and what is your thoughts on that? Is that something that you got involved in, or did you steer clear? What was your thoughts?
We do not own any Bitcoin. We do not recommend purchase of Bitcoin.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean that it's not going to do well over time.
Right.
I really don't think anybody has any understanding of what the long-term benefits of Bitcoin is going to be. Is it a store of value? No. There's nothing backing it. It's unregulated.
Yeah.
So my advice would be if you're going to own it, make sure you're willing to lose all those dollars that you put into it. But I can't tell somebody not to buy it because I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If, full disclosure, I did own some back in the day,
Okay.
and I sold all of it.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I'm scared of it.
Yeah.
And, for an expert like you to say those words, because that was something I couldn't understand it. I still don't understand it. And I haven't heard many people as they try to explain it to me. I'm one that I like to touch. I like to see and actually know that it's there. Call me old school, but that's my thought on that one.
I agree. Jay, did you get hurt at all?
Highly speculative.
Yeah.
I would call that.
Did you get out of it okay, though?
Yeah, I made money.
Oh, good.
Good for you.
Good.
Another reason you should work with Jay.
Yeah.
But I won't be buying it back anytime.
No. I know. It's just there's so many different thoughts in regards to that. And I have heard that it's more of a long-term, just set it and forget it. And, but when you look at the charts, it's just, and there's so many Bitcoin, like Chris said, I don't understand.
A lot of cryptos.
There's cryptos, there's all these different things, and this one's going to do well, and I'm putting my money here, but you look at the charts, it freaks me out. I just like to be a little more on the safe, cautious side. So yeah.
And when people talk, and a lot of it's speculation, but on your end, as an expert, you hear people saying that they're going to do away with the monetary system and go towards this, which scares the heck out of me. Mm-hmm. Anytime you're talking about a centralized, currency, I don't like anything to do with that. Is there, in your opinion, any chance that will ever happen?
I think that at some point there's going to be a digital currency for sure. Mm-hmm. For a lot of reasons, but it doesn't mean it's going to be Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Right.
It's going to be something the United States government comes up with.
Uh-huh.
And there's a lot of reasons to do it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people dodging their taxes. They have, hundreds of $1,000s sitting in their safe, and they're collecting cash and not paying their fair share of taxes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So at some point, I don't know if it's going to happen in the next 5, 10, or 20 years, but I can totally see it going that way.
Yeah.
Does that scare you as a financial advisor, or is that?
I mean, if you really think about it, we're pretty digital right now.
Yeah.
Right.
How many of you guys carry cash anymore?
Chris does.
I do.
I do too sometimes, but I mean,
I have
usually when I need to tip somebody.
Yeah, I have to pay. I used to have to pay my kids' lunch in cash, and I'm like, every day we get in the car, he's like, "Mom, I need to pay for lunch." And I'm like, I don't have cash. I mean, I just don't carry cash, but Chris does.
Yeah, I'm old school with that one. I was always brought up that you never know in an emergency. I always had a $100 bill tucked inside a wallet for an emergency purpose. And, my nephews, one of whom lives in Chicago, never carried cash until he went on a date, and it was like a $10 cover to go in. He's 28, so younger guy, and he had to go to the ATM to get money. I was like, how'd the rest of that date go? And he goes, that was the last time I went with her. I was like, you should have listened to your uncle. So, yeah. But,
yeah, I guess in that scenario you would need cash, but I think about even like on my phone, and some people won't even do that. Chris, I don't think you Apple Pay, but I'll take my phone into Publix. I pay that way. I mean, I use Apple Pay as much as I can, or my Apple Wallet, whatever. So I do see it going digital for sure. But that's, yeah.
So
it's years away.
Yeah, it is.
It is. So tell us some things that you like to do, personally, when you want to get away from all this craziness. Is there something? What are your hobbies? What do you like to do when people like Christine aren't calling you and hounding you about their accounts?
Pretty much two things. I like to utilize my boat.
Yeah.
Enjoy our nice river and
Sure.
ocean. And
What kind of boat, Jay? What kind of boat do you have? So I know what I need to go out on soon.
36 Intrepid.
Nice.
Oh.
Very, very nice. Yeah, we'll be waiting that invitation.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Anytime.
Yeah. Aw. So you like to go out and you stay, would you stay in Stuart, Jay? Do you go to the sandbar? Where do you go? Where can we
I
find
just
you?
took the boat up to Captain Hiram's in Sebastian and stayed on the boat
nice.
for a
Wow,
couple
you
nights.
go. The Sebastian Inlet, I've heard that I need to get out there. They've done a lot of work to it.
Sebastian's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Stuart was 20 years ago.
Quiet little town.
Yeah, I remember when my son, you had mentioned you graduated from Stetson University. My son graduated from University of Miami, is getting ready to start Stetson Law School up in Gulfport in August. So he'll be a Stetson alum in the next 3 years. So, so definitely excited. But I remember when he was in high school, we went kayaking in the Sebastian Inlet, and there were dolphins around us. And it was just unbelievable to think, the paradise that we're lucky to live within.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I saw one of the videos the other day on social was a guy that was paddleboarding and a school of dolphins came by and like hit him out of the water. So maybe you can get on, you can go viral, Chris, if you get on a paddleboard. And Sebastian. So, it's Captain Hiram's. How long does it take you to get there, Jay, by boat?
It's about an hour and a half.
Okay. All right. So
I was moving along pretty good.
Yeah, I bet you were.
Well, you think about it. If you leave Port St. Lucie and go to Captain Hiram's by car, that's an hour and a half.
Sure.
Yeah.
And the boat's a lot more scenic and a lot more peaceful.
Yeah.
And hopefully you don't have to answer your phone.
And a lot more expensive.
A lot. Oh, yeah. God.
Very
Good
true.
point.
Yeah, the cost of filling up that tank, I can imagine that must hurt.
But it's all worth it.
It certainly is. That's why
you
you work
take it
so
to the
hard.
grave.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. That is so fantastic.
You know what's funny about that, Greg? You mentioned it's an hour and a half drive from Port St. Lucie. My parents owned a furniture store on US 1 in Sebastian back in the 80s, and it was a 45-minute drive.
Yeah.
There were not a lot of lights and not a lot of traffic.
Well, I guess they're now saying Sebastian's going to be the new Port St. Lucie.
Wow.
I didn't
Which is
hear
a little
that.
scary.
Wow. I didn't know it had that much land mass up in Sebastian.
I didn't either.
Yeah, I cover St.
There's
Lucie
a lot of
County.
land out west there.
Oh, there is out that way.
Yeah.
I refer to Indian River County and up in Sebastian, the agents up there that specialize within the community. So, so I wasn't aware of that. But, I definitely look forward to going up there and looking for ourselves.
On Jay's boat.
Yes,
So
of course.
we're going to take a quick break, and you could think about that, Jay.
Perfect.
Hello, I'm Chris.
And I'm Christine with the Miret Team of Keller Williams Realty.
Looking for a knowledgeable and trustworthy real estate agent? Look no further than the Miret Team.
With 28 years experience and over 3,000 satisfied clients, we are committed to helping you navigate the complex real estate market.
The Miret Team is the perfect partner for all of your home buying and selling needs.
Contact us for a free home market evaluation or visit our website, miretteam.com. That's MIRETTEAM.com.
We are back, and Real Estate Talk is here with Christine and Chris.
All right. So before we went to break, we were talking with Jay Chapman. Jay is with Chapman Capital Advisors. And Jay, they can get a hold of you at Jay, at chapmancapitaladvisors.com. That's your email address. And your phone number is 772-320-9658. Your website, Jay, is chapmancapitaladvisors.com. So we were having a very interesting discussion about investments and real estate. I mean, that's the two biggest opportunities to make money, right?
All right, you were talking to Jay on what was a good day on in the market. How often do you check your portfolio?
I really try not to check it that often because you either have I probably check it honestly, and this is probably not the best answer or necessarily what Jay wants to hear. I probably check it twice a month because I'm in it for the long run, right? I mean, I have several more years until I can cash out. I mean, I have some retirement, I have some that's liquid, so I have a mixture in there, but I just really I put my trust in Jay and Will, and I let them do their job. And do they hear from me once in a while if I say, hey, what's going on? Why is my portfolio down so much? And then Jay will point me and say, well, look at all this upside. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. So, but yeah, luckily I pulled it up the other day and it was a really, really good day. I think that was last Friday. I want to say that was last Friday. So Jay, we were talking about what you do for fun. You're a boater.
Yep.
And you like to take trips and bring your VIP clients like myself and out on those trips. What else do you do for fun, Jay, besides get out on your boat? Do you have time outside of work other than the weekends? I mean, do you have any downtime, Jay? I know you work a
Well,
lot.
I think sometimes you got to make time.
Work-life
just to
balance.
keep yourself sane.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to play golf. I used to play tennis, but now all my physical ailments are catching up to me, so I don't. But I like to hang out with friends.
Yeah.
And, that's pretty much it. I'm pretty simple.
Do you-
Travel. I like to go to Cincinnati Bengals football games.
Okay. You're a
Cincinnati
I'm a Joe
Bengals.
Burrow fan.
Okay. Are you from Cincinnati,
Yeah.
or was that just a
My
random?
dad's from Cincinnati.
Oh,
okay.
That
Okay.
way.
Okay.
My parents are from Cleveland.
Those poor Browns.
I know.
Yeah, the
it's
Bengals.
brutal.
I think the Bengals have.
I
a
knew
lot
you would
more
say something about that.
to be cheerful for once you got Burrow. I think all signs are pointing up, and it's so exciting to see the Bengals, turn that corner. And boy, oh boy, are they exciting to watch now when you get the right combination. When you compared yourself to a quarterback, and when you have the right quarterback, what they can do for your franchise and city, it's just amazing. So that comparison definitely transcends. And the same thing with us with real estate. When you earn the trust of clients, there's nothing better than that. When they know, depending what day it is, you're going to get them through the bad days, you're going to get them through the good days, you're going to keep them going, let them not get too high, not get too low, just to keep them focused on the long run, which is ultimately what people need to stay within those boundaries.
Yeah, so Jay, if people are just tuning in and you want them to hear something about you and how you can help them, what would you say just to wrap this up?
So one of the things I was thinking about throughout the call, you had asked me, like, why would someone hire an advisor?
Mm-hmm.
I think the biggest thing is that people are very emotional with their money.
Yeah.
So when they don't have somebody to bounce ideas off of, they tend to make poor decisions. And I think if you have somebody that has as much experience as I do, as well as Will Thompson, who's my business partner, whose background is, you can read about him on our website. There's no one around here that's as smart as that guy.
Very impressive guy, yeah.
But I think it does help. I think money's an emotional thing for people.
Sure.
And you need to have somebody to calm you down when things are not looking great and keep you going in the right direction.
Yeah, no, that's great. I totally agree with that. And you guys have definitely been that for me. And so I appreciate all the work that you do, helping me and my family get the most out of our money. And I trust the work that you do. And so if people want to get a hold of you, it's Jay Chapman with Chapman Capital Advisors, jay@chapmancapitaladvisors.com. Phone number is 772-320-9658. And Jay's website is chapmancapitaladvisors.com. Jay, it really has been fantastic having you as a guest today.
Thank you very much for your time.
It's been very informative.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Awesome,
Absolutely.
awesome.
Jay, have a great day. Go make Christine some money, please.
Let me
Looking
know.
good so far.
Let me know if you want to list your house, Jay.
All right.
All right. Have a great one day.
Thank you, Jay.
You too.
Bye,
Take
Jay.
care, guys. Bye.
Oh, he's such
Good
a
guy.
Yeah, he's such a great guy. He really is. So I think that is a lot of good information. I've been working with Jay, I want to say, for about 10 years now, and I was not all in with him, and I made the decision in January to go all in with him, and I have not regretted it for sure.
So how did you pick him?
Well, you know what? I was racking my brain to think, how did I even meet Jay? I think it was, he worked for another company, and I was doing some marketing and advertising back when I was at Scripps. And I got to know Jay there, and then Jay spun off and opened his own company, and I decided to move my money with Jay.
Okay.
So when he made that move, I made that move with him. And yeah, he's been there for me throughout, my times of advice. I need to know what to do, and sometimes you just have to pivot depending on your personal situation. And so when I decided to join Chris and be part of the Miret Team at the beginning of this year, I ended up cashing out and just rolling it over into with Jay, and so he has all my assets now, and he can look at everything. And
Nice.
yeah, and he does a really good job. So
All right, you guys are gonna get to work Sunday.
we
Yes,
do this
we have
Sunday.
a wonderful listing in the Cascades in Port St. Lucie and St. Lucie West. It's a premier 55-plus community. We're having an open house this coming Sunday from 11 to 1, so please come out. If you're looking to buy a house, you want to come explore this beautiful community, or if you're an agent, come by, say hello to Christine and myself. The address is 308 Bayside Court. Little information about the house. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It's a 2-car garage. It's on an oversized, beautiful cul-de-sac lot on a lake with 2,211 square feet. So it's a good size home that's been very nicely updated. We just dropped the price to $449.9, and it's going to go quickly. So anybody who's interested, please give us a call. You can reach us 772-201-9115.
Wow, quick hour, and we'll see you next week.
See you
Have
then.
a great one.
You've been listening to the Miret Team Live Real Estate Sales Talk right here on WPSL, Port St. Lucie.